On behalf of the Whitfield Education Foundation, I'd like to welcome you to our 2014 grant presentation ceremony. My name is Smitty Barnett. I'm the Executive Director of the Whitfield Education Foundation, and we welcome you. This morning, we're going to be recognizing teachers from Whitfield County Schools who have applied for grants through the foundation. The foundation works tirelessly to help our teachers to improve the educational process for our students here in Whitfield County. This morning, I have with me Mr. Joe Remillard. Joe is our president of the foundation. Joe, do you have a few words?
Yes, Smitty, thank you. We're here today to give out some of the money that we've raised over the past year to the teachers that have written grants for some special projects in their classrooms. And the Board of Trustees is an all-volunteer board of former educators, business people in the community, and we help drive this fundraising effort each year with the help of the teachers and the other educators in our community. When you listen to what these teachers have done and planned for their students for this next school year, I want you to think about the effort and what the work they've done above and beyond. If you see them at the schools, if you see them out in the community, please thank them for the extra efforts to help educate our students.
All right, thank you, Joe. We appreciate your help with the foundation and with our teachers. This morning, we're going to start with our first grant winner, who is Miss Jamie Calhoun. Jamie Calhoun is a teacher at Cedar Ridge Elementary, and she is going to be telling us a little bit about her grant, Chillax Packs.
Good morning. I'm so excited about this grant. Chillax Packs are classroom kits that help students learn emotional self-regulation skills. So if a student gets sad or angry during class, instead of getting in trouble or having to leave the classroom, they can go and use this kit to help themselves calm down and then go back to learning. Thank you.
Our next teacher we'd like to recognize for the grant winner is Mr. Hugo Torres, also from Cedar Ridge Elementary. Congratulations, Hugo.
Family grab bags are resource backpacks intended to be used by our Cedar Ridge families who come in during our monthly lunch and learn sessions. These family grab bags will include games, resources, academic materials, and books so parents can take home and practice with their child, and they can implement and practice the skill that was taught during the family lunch and learn session. Thank you.
Our next teacher we'd like to, grant winner, would like to come forward is Ms. Teresa Brown. Teresa's from New Hope Elementary, and her grant presentation is for play therapy.
First of all, I'd like to thank you for the opportunity to implement play therapy into our school counseling program at New Hope Elementary. Many times children are faced with difficult circumstances in their life, whether it's divorce, death, abuse, or other family stressors, and they lack the verbal and language skills to express their feelings and thoughts on those things. Play therapies have been an effective tool to help the children learn to express their thoughts and feelings through the play. The toys become their words and the play becomes their language. So I want to thank you for that opportunity to implement that. Thank you.
Our next recipients are from New Hope Elementary, Ms. Gita Brown and Renee Griffin, and their grant was for Starbucks Cafe, where readers become thinkers.
Good morning. We would like to thank the foundation very much for this opportunity to create a cafe type environment at our school that's going to help children really think about what they're reading and be able to open a dialogue for them.
We are very excited about the opportunity because it goes with our Common Core. It also is going to prepare our children for the Georgia milestones with encouraging deep conversations about what our students are reading, what they're thinking, and giving them the opportunity to share with others. Thank you.
Our next recipient this morning is Miss Amy Herlock-Salk. She's from Pleasant Grove Elementary, and her grant was on Can You Dig It?
We are really excited at Pleasant Grove for this money. It's really going to help us out. We're going to be building an archaeological dig site behind the building that's going to allow kids to simulate a dig, finding artifacts that deal with history and science. We're going to learn about the horizontal excavation, the importance of keeping records and data keeping. We're going to do some recording and drawing and categorizing of our finds. And we are just really excited about all the contents we can make to the Common Core curriculum in science and social studies this year. So thank you.
Our next school we'd like to represent is also Pleasant Grove Elementary. and that is Miss Tracy Wade. And her grant is From Art to Artifacts, a visionary approach to the content standards. So, Tracy?
First of all, I'd like to say thank you. This is the first grant I've ever written, so I'm so excited. But this grant will give all students the opportunity to show their learning through art. So many of our students are artistic and never get to show it. So this grant will allow the students to create artifacts and present them in an authentic way.
Our next presentation goes to Miss Lynn Douglas from Valley Point Elementary. Lynn's grant is I Love Math.
And actually, love stands for heart, so it's I Heart Math. What we're going to do at Valley Point is we are going to purchase some heart rate monitors and some watches for our students, and they will come to the gym and learn how their heart works. They'll find their resting heart rate and how different exercises affect it, and then they will take that data. They will record their heart rate, and they will take that data back to their classroom and do various math projects with charting, percentages, and graphing and whatnot. So we're real excited. Thank you.
Our next presentation is from Varnell Elementary, Miss Deborah Jones and first grade teachers there from Varnell, and their presentation is over Starbucks Cafe. Deborah?
Well, thank the Whitfield Education Foundation for this grant. We really appreciate the opportunity to do this. Myself, along with my first grade fellow workers, Sylvia Silva, Casey Hicks, and Nikki Barrett, we designed the Starbucks Cafe to create a classroom environment with learning stations that will provide a safe learning environment that's rich in the cafe model, which is comprehension, accuracy, fluency, and expanding vocabulary. While we want to meet the first grade Common Core standards in reading and writing, the Starbucks Cafe will also build community and promote active learning amongst our students. So thank you very much.
Okay, our next recipient, our grant winner, is Miss Chrissy Howard from New Hope Middle School. And her grant was on apps for autism. So Chrissy, congrats.
I want to thank the foundation very much for allowing me this grant. Apps for Autism is going to be an ongoing learning project to help my students in my classroom to learn grade-appropriate content and the life skills through the use of iPads. Students with autism are very visual learners. The apps will enhance student learning with core academics, communication, social skills, and language. There are also apps that can track and chart their IEP goals. This data will help our teachers, students, and parents have a clearer, more accurate understanding of our students' strengths and weaknesses. Thank you.
Our next grant winner is from Valley Point Middle. It's Mr. Neil Nichols, and his grant was on Education Under the Stars. Neil, congratulations.
Education Under the Stars is a camping experience for our 6th and 7th grade students. We use camping not only to talk about the safety aspects of how to properly camp, build fires, things like that. We also bring in other subjects such as science, social studies, language arts to come in and talk about how those tie into the camping experience and really try to connect with all of our curriculum.
Our next recipient is Mr. Josh Milliken from Kahala Creek High School, and his grant was on Books for Beginning French Book Project. So, Josh, congratulations.
Hello, I'm Josh Milliken. I'm the French teacher at Kahala Creek High School. With the funds I'll receive from the Whitfield Education Foundation, my students will be creating original children's books written in French. 2 sets of books will be printed, one copy to use in the classroom as a teaching tool, and the other is to help build a children's library in collaboration with a nonprofit organization, Seeds of Knowledge, to build a library in French-speaking West Africa. Thank you.
Our next presentation is also from Kahala Creek High School, and it's Miss Mary Beth Meadows, and her grant was over prison prevention and Georgia state law. So, Mary Beth?
I'd like to thank the Whitfield Education Foundation. My grant money will be used for part of building our curriculum in the American government course that I teach, and as part of the judicial system. All of the students in the 10th grade will get to visit Walker State Prison, partnering with Prison Prevention Ministries, where they will have an opportunity to listen to the stories of 5 to 6 different prisoners to find out what was that life-changing experience, that one bad choice that pretty much led to their life in prison. So we hope to use it as a preventative tool and just a learning experience hands-on.
Our next recipient is from Northwest Whitfield High School, Miss Janet Robbins, and her grant is the Veterinary Science Station. Congratulations, Janet.
Like the fellow teachers that have gone before me, I want to say thank you to the foundation for the opportunity to further develop what goes on in our classroom. All of us know that money is tight, and that's always very difficult. So thank you for allowing us to do more things. I teach agriculture at Northwest Whitfield High School, and the grant that we have written for this year is a veterinary science station, and that is to further develop the curriculum that's in the animal science and ag animal production classes that are at Northwest Whitfield High School. Through this grant, we hope to purchase equipment that will allow us to build an indoor lab that will allow us to house both large and small animals, incubation stations, pre- and post-surgical procedures, all the different types of things that students are really interested in when it comes to veterinary science. So we hope that we'll be able to flesh out that as a way to further the interests that the students have when they come into agriculture classes. So thank you.
Our next presentation goes to a teacher from Southeast Whitfield High School, Mr. David Gibson. David wrote a grant for kettlebell training. Sorry, David.
First of all, thank you to the Whitfield Education Foundation for being generous and helping us with the funding of this project. Kettlebell training is actually a very old tool. Started a couple hundred years ago back in old Russia, and has gained popularity in the past couple of decades here in the United States and the Western culture for its effectiveness. My students have actually expressed quite a bit of interest in it, and that's what generated the idea for the project. And they've seen it being used at local commercial gyms and fitness facilities. So I'm doing some research, find out a lot of great things about it. Number one, it differs from traditional barbell and dumbbell training exercises in that the kettlebell has a center of gravity that rests outside the handle. So when movement is produced, it is always pulling against the core of the body. And it's a very consistent pull so that the body's deep core stabilizer muscles are being activated and used as much as the muscles that are producing the active movement. And like I said, it's a very old tool, but there's a lot of interest in it amongst my students. And it's a very effective tool that's gained a lot of popularity. So we're very thankful for this opportunity. Appreciate it.
And our last recipient this morning is also from Southeast Whitfield High School, Miss Christy Harvey. And Christy wrote a grant for bridging the curriculum, increasing literacy through the Connections classrooms.
I would also like to thank the Whitfield Education Foundation for all the opportunities that they've provided us in our classrooms this year. My grant is important to me. I know that literacy will always be an integral part of our everyday lives, and this grant will help provide all 9th grade students at Southeast High School literacy, remediation, and enrichment beyond the language arts classroom by utilizing reading materials that emphasize fine arts.
As a retired educator from Whitfield County Schools, I just recently retired in May of this past year, and it does my heart good to see the creative ideas our young teachers have here in our school district. And it also does my heart good to see the foundation partnering with them to help them reach those goals. I think it's important for us to always remember that we all carry the weight of helping our children grow. And this is just one way of doing that. On behalf of the Whitfield Education Foundation, Mr. Joe Remillard, we would like to thank you for your attention tonight's showing of our ceremony, and we hope that you can partner with us to be part of the Whitfield Education Foundation experience and helping us sponsor these tremendous grants that were offered this year. Thank you again.